In terms of, because what I've learned in my experience speaking to coaches and speaking to people in the fitness industry and athletes, training is such a personal thing. Like each person has their own needs, has their own type of body type. They have to eat a certain way. So how do you, because you said something interesting about scalable programs. So how do you create a scalable program that is super customizable to each individual?
So we run group sessions and we have a group program, and I definitely do not believe that one program is the right fit for everybody. So if you have a room of 10 people, what the programming is for that day will probably be right for maybe 20% of the group. So like 2 people in that group, this is the program they need to achieve their goals for the day. So what we try and create with the group program is enough variance with enough repeatability to prove that it's working, to cater to enough people's needs whilst being very broad, general and inclusive. So enough doses of strength training, enough doses of energy system training like cardio aerobic work, enough doses of core work and accessory work to make sure everybody's getting kind of like the bare minimum of what everybody would need across this week or 2 week span.
Sure.
And we plot all that into 8-week cycles, which have a slightly different theme. So for this week, there's going to be a slight bias towards doing more strength work, for example, or there's going to be a slight bias towards doing more cardio work. And that way we're still ticking enough boxes that it caters to a mass group.
Majority,
Yeah. But then again, this is a group service. And if you look at the value of a group service, is you're always going to pay less for a group service. So you're trying to offer this really high value product in the program that ticks enough boxes, but make it more affordable by turning it into a group model.
I see. Okay.
I think the most effective way to train is definitely working one-on-one. So we do group classes, but then we also do individual training or personal training. An individual program would be, you're going to come into the gym and I'm going to tell you exactly what you need to do based on what your goals are, but also your strengths and weaknesses. So we'll do an assessment and be like, cool, you're lacking here, you're strong here, we need to work more on this, and this is what your program looks like.
Yeah.
And I definitely think that's the more appropriate way to go. A bespoke program based on what you're trying to achieve would be far more successful than a group program.
Yeah.
And what it comes down to is, are you motivated enough to do it on your own? Because if you turn up and you go, I'm going to book in for the 6 o'clock session and there's going to be 10 other people there pushing as hard as me and my friends are there, I'm going to go and have fun doing that. Or I've got to stand in the corner because I know that's the thing that's going to be best for me.
Yeah.
But I'm going to have the motivation to get up and come and do it on my own. So I think that's the difference.
That's the difference.
Yeah.
In your gym, is it more? Do you find there's more people that come for the individual train individually, or is it a big portion of it is the group classes?
Mostly really? Group, yeah. And then so we have 8 classes a day, up to 15 people per class, and I'd say there's probably maybe less than 10 people that do individual. Maybe less than 20 people that do individual stuff. So really? Definitely the majority of it is for the group training.
Why do you think the majority of people prefer group training? Because me personally, when I go to the gym, I like to go, put my headphones on, not speak to anyone, do my thing, and get out. But I know in Dubai, and I don't know if globally, you definitely would know more, but group classes have this thing about them that seems to attract a lot of people. And I've never understood why. One of the coaches said it's because some people see it as a social experience, which I thought that's interesting, but also that people sometimes don't know what to do themselves. So like, I'll come to a class, this guy will tell me exactly what to do, and I'll get a good workout. What do you think?
I think it is the social experience. I definitely think what one of our pillars, so base 3, the 3, and if you see our logo, it's got a triangle and it's an equilateral triangle, and all points are there's 3 points of a triangle. So the 3, I'm trying to visualize it now. Okay.
I might have it open.
And then
I had it open here somewhere.
Our 3 things were performance, which is training in the gym, lifestyle, which is all the other factors outside the gym, and then community. No, I know what it looks like. I was just hoping other people could see.
No, so other people can see it.
There you go. So then the 3 points were performance, lifestyle, and community, and these represent training, which is the performance, lifestyle, which is the sleep, nutrition stuff, and community, which is the social engagement. And then for us is we've always strived to, and we've been commended many times for having a strong community, and it's people want to come in because they make friends in the gym, or they want to push against people in the gym, or there's it's motivating training next to someone who's going to work as hard as they are, and that'll motivate you to train a little bit harder. And again, it's that accountability. If you don't turn up and the next day your friends are like, where were you yesterday, why didn't you come and train? Versus if you're going to the gym on your own and doing it by yourself, is you don't have that. So you've got to be very disciplined to do it. And like I said, doing an individual program is far more effective for your training, but you have to be very disciplined, and not everybody is. So it's kind of like that fun social thing, but also having the motivation to be able to go and do it on your own. Yeah,
no, for sure. I wanted to come back to, you mentioned, because you guys started the CrossFit thing quite early before, kind of CrossFit exploded like all over the UAE.
Yeah.
So why has CrossFit become such a hot like topic, like with gyms and stuff. I've never personally understood it because it seems like it's a lot of weights, but it's fast and whatever. I don't know. I feel like, but this is just my perception of it, and you can please correct me if I'm wrong. It's, I don't know. I just feel it's more hectic than it needs to be. If you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, I agree.
You know what I mean?
And I agree. And there's a lot of different like iterations of CrossFit, and there's like, if you go to, we are a CrossFit licensed affiliate, but we don't necessarily do CrossFit in our programming and in our group classes. We create a very similar system, but we have different priorities to, I mean, the definition of CrossFit is functional movements, constantly varied functional movements performed at high intensity across broad time and modal domains, which is the definition of CrossFit. So by definition, if you're doing anything that has different types of movements and you're keeping varied training, you're doing it with some intensity, which is loaded, or doing something quickly, and then you're technically doing CrossFit. What separates a lot of gyms is the quality of the coaching and the mentality behind the coaching. CrossFit gets a really bad rap sometimes because it's like, just go as hard as you can and fast as you can and slam your head into a wall.
Exactly.
Which is not, it is wrong, but it's not what CrossFit wanted to be. But then if you look at the original programming of when CrossFit designed, it wasn't like that. It was like, maybe you're just going to do squats today, just heavy back squats, or you're just going to go for a run. Or it might be something where you're doing like loads of pull-ups and burpees and doing something really quick and really hectic. So it was designed to be different. Intensity can be loaded, it can be doing something fast, it can be doing something long. So I think it's just been, people get hold of it and they want to do like crazy stuff all the time, and we do crazy stuff in the gym. We have a session on a Friday and we were trying to push it as the hardest workout in Dubai.
Okay.
But then we'll do 2 days a week where we do really easy training to offset that, because it's all about balance. And if you try and go hard every day and be really hectic or overly hectic, like you said, you're going to end up injuring yourself.
Exactly.
And and one of our values is longevity. If you get hurt, you're not training, you can't train for as long, you're not going to make the progress you want to make in the gym. So we try and approach things with a little bit more balance. Safety is important to us. Moving really well. We've got very qualified or very experienced coaches that have really high expectations when it comes to movement. So making sure people are squatting, it's like, don't just force people to squat below parallel if they're not moving correctly. Make sure they're bracing their core, make sure they're sitting back and down, make sure their weight's distributed correctly through their feet, make sure they're engaging the right muscles, rather than just going, yes, you're going below parallel, that's a good rep. Trying to get our coaches to understand and get them to teach the members what good movement is, to make sure before they start going really fast or really heavy that they're moving correctly, and that's more important.
Exactly.